Hello everyone, welcome to Dr. Rajkumar's Learning app. In this session, we are going to discuss about the preamble of the Constitution. Okay, preamble of the Constitution, which is very interesting, and also we can understand about the preface of our Indian Constitution. Okay, the preamble to the Indian Constitution is a brief introductory statement, which means what our Indian Constitution is going to exactly draft. That preface will be there in the preamble of the Constitution. Okay, so the objective of our Constitution and what principles that we are going to frame this, and about the philosophy of our Indian Constitution, everything was given in the preamble, so that we used to call it as the preface. Okay, it provides the Constitution's guideline and explains the objective in two ways: the structure of the governance and ideals to be achieved in independent India. Because India got independence in the year of 1947, and we come up with our own constituent assembly to frame our constitution. Okay, so what ideals to be achieved in independent India, and also the structure of the governance. So based on the objective resolution which given by Jawaharlal Nehru, okay, the preamble gives an idea of the following: nature of Indian state. Okay, in what nature that we can frame our Indian state, objective of the Indian state. Okay, what objective that's supposed to be come under that Indian state, and when the date of its adoption. Okay, so the preamble gives an idea of the following three. So first we will discuss about the nature of the Indian state. Okay, on what basis our Indian state can be, right? First one is sovereignty. Okay, the keywords which I am giving you here, which was mentioned in your preamble of the Constitution, you need to know about the meaning, right? So sovereignty means India is a sovereign internally and externally, which means externally free from the control of any foreign power, and internally it has a free government that is directly elected by the people, makes laws governing the people. No outside power can dictate India's government. Earlier, India was under the control of the Britain Imperial, right? So now, externally, we do not have any power to control our nation. Internally, we are a free government which was elected representatives directly by the people of India. Okay, so that we used to call India as a sovereign nation. Okay, next terminology, which is known as socialist. The socialism is the economic policy in which ownership of the state in production and distribution. Okay, that is called socialist economy. Capitalist economy means the ownership of the all industries and the economy comes under the control of the private. Okay, socialist means ownership of the state in terms of means and production. But India adopted the mixed economy model. India is not capitalist economy, and India is not the socialist economy. India, which is popularly known as mixed economic model, okay, where the private production will also take place apart from the state. So public as well as the private can do the means of production in the economic activity, which is known as mixed economy model. Okay, secular. The characteristics of the secularism envisaged in the preamble are to mean that the state will have no religion of its own, that all persons will have equal rights to freedom of conscience and right to profess, practice and propagate the religion of their own choice freely. Which means we have multiple religions in India due to a lot of invasion with the background of our history. So every religion is supposed to see equally in the eyes of the government. That is called secular. Democratic. Okay, democratic. It enlightens the people have their free will in electing their representative who will be answerable to them. The people of India are selecting their representative through the voting system. So if MLA or MP were chosen by the people, they will represent the particular constituency in the state legislature or the parliament. So they will talk behalf of the people whoever vote for them. That is known as democratic system. Republic. Unlike a monarchy in which the head of a state is appointed for a lifetime or until he abdicates from the throne on the hereditary basis, a democratic republic is an entity in which head of the state is elected directly or indirectly for a fixed tenure. Earlier, the all states in India, even in India, ruled by the princes. One particular family with the hereditary rule, they'll take a control for the long time period. But what is this republic system? We do not have any kind of monarchical head for the state. Instead of that, we used to form the state under the head of the people who used to elect them in terms of directly or indirectly. Directly we are electing Prime Minister of India, indirectly we are electing the President of India, and both have the tenure, a fixed number of years they can serve their position. Likewise, which is known as republic. There is no monarchical, there will be a democratic form of government which was selected based on the people's will, which is known as republic. Next one is justice. This is known as objective. Remember, sovereignty, socialist, secular, democratic and republic comes under nature of the Indian state under your preamble. Next we'll see the objective. First one is justice. See, in terms of basic rights to food, clothing, housing, participation in decision making, living with the dignity as a human beings, justice promises to give people what they are entitled. The preamble covers all the social, economic, political dimensions of justice. A state people supposed to get all the basic amenities such food, shelter, cloth, and also they can have a participation in terms of making a decision, and their living dignity supposed to be preserved. So these things will be given to them. That is known as the objective of our preamble. Next, liberty. The preamble mentions the freedom of expression and thought. Through the fundamental rights, these freedoms were guaranteed in the constitution. So liberty means freedom, freedom. As a colonial country, India struggled for this freedom of expression in terms of press, speech, forming an association, movement. There is a lot of restriction given by the British rule. Now, liberty, which means freedom of expression. Equality. Equality is regarded as the essence of modern democratic ideology. If you look back the history of world, all the revolution happened because of this modern democratic ideology only, which is known as equality. Example, we can take French Revolution. The three estates was there in the French Revolution. The first estate and second estate, they have the voting rights, but minimum population of 3% compared to the other third estate. 77% population people were not at all given more representation in casting their vote, which is known as equal. So the equality is regarded which essence of the modern democratic ideology. In the preamble, the constitution placed the ideals of equality in a place of pride. Every citizen in this nation is supposed to have equal in terms of all the aspects. Fraternity, the background of India's multilingual. We are speaking multiple language in India. We have multicultural activities. We have multi-religious society. With the country's division in mind, the constitution framers were deeply concerned the unity and integrity of our newly independent nation. So they wanted to incorporate the term called fraternity. So the brotherhood, personal brotherhood, national unity and integrity were highlighted under the fraternity term. So that we can increase the harmony among the community, among the people, so that we can live our life easily. Next, third category is date of adoption. The constitution adoption date is November 26, 1949. But most of the constitutional articles entered into force on January 26, 1950. Article 394, which provides those articles which came into force on 26 November 1949. So adoption date, which is November 26, and came into force January 26. Some important facts related to the Indian Constitution. The preamble page was designed and decorated by the renowned painter Biohar Ram Manohar Sinha of Jabalpur, along with other passages of the original Constitution of India. So the preface of your preamble was designed by Biohar Ram Manohar Sinha of Jabalpur. The preamble originally described India as sovereign democratic republic. The 42nd Constitutional Amendment Act of, okay, the Constitutional Amendment Act of 1976 changed by adding socialist, secular words to read sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic, republic. Okay, if anyone asks you what is the definition of India, India is a sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic and republic nation which was under our preamble of the constitution. Okay, so based on the points we will discuss few questions. Which of the following word has not been written in the preamble of Indian constitution? Okay, we had a sovereign, socialist, democratic but no communist word. So communist is not at all mentioned in your preamble of the constitution. K.K. Munshi was related to which committee? Preamble committee. Okay, preamble committee. And you can reverse this question also. The preamble committee was framed under whom? So K.K. Munshi. What is the true meaning of a secular state? All religion is equal in the eyes of the government. Special importance to the religious in related to minorities. One religion is related by the government, promoted by the government. No. In India, we are not promoting any one particular religious, and also no special importance given to the religion in terms of their minorities. All religion is equal in the eyes of the government. So option A is your correct answer. What is the meaning of social equality in Indian constitution? Okay, lack of opportunities, lack of equalities, equal opportunities for all sections of the society. Social equality means equal opportunities for all section of the society which comes under our Indian constitution. So all these questions for the practice, you can do more practice questions, okay, and go through the concepts which we discussed in the earlier slides. Okay, thank you. We'll see you in the next session.